column. We'll see how he responds. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Second and 9 now. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
Hey, boy, that was something to watch, wasn't it? How about the way these guys came out here in the first quarter? They really put their stamp on this game early with their play calls, and they certainly look good so far.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll look to throw here. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Falcons will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So the call's made by Sean McVay. They're going to go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the foul.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Counter play with Jacobs, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Allen to throw it. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Allen going to go on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Panthers will get the football back.
Now, that's just simply good coaching and excellent technique on that play. You know why? Because everyone wants to rush the passer when they want to throw the football, but you're not always going to get there. So what are you taught to do? When the ball's finally thrown, get your hands up in the passing lanes, and they batted that one away.
No. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Second and 6. He's going to air one out. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So after the INT, it's Allen. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to...
And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 33. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. He'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
I ain't going to scan downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Looking to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Long developing route there on the post corner, but it was worth the wait.
It certainly was. I love the way you described it, because you do have to sell the post. Usually a couple of steps towards the middle of the field in order to get the defender to turn his hips. And then he breaks off towards the corner, and off he goes. Well executed.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 23. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Slot man moves right. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told them, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
Alert! Here we go. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 53 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Allen now on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Falcons at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question, because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now back to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. 2 minutes even in what's been a tight first half. 8-7, our score. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Christian Watson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Allen will try to throw for it. And he will get into the end zone. And it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Got him right back in the saddle and said, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Falcons are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. Robbie Anderson, as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons would extend their lead here just before halftime. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll set up a throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A final shot before half for Allen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Allen off the play fake. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
A loss of 9 brings up 4th down.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
This is brought in at the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
2nd and 11. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Carolina. 61 yards.
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the run. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
Remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working it.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal.
They'll set up to throw. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Panthers 23.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Second down, Jacobs once more.
And some room to maneuver. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
17 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. Touchdown, Falcons.
Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go ahead and grab it before it goes, you've got no shot then.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 41. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ballgame. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Back to throw now on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Throwing on first down is Allen. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44, Allen. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Robbie Anderson becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead out 2 more. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Offensive team, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously, such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Shot here on the ground. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Trying to lay one up deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. On play action, Allen. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw here. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. They'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Falcons force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it.
And now here's another interception. And the Panthers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. I think you and I were a little little surprise back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. So it's Panther football as we welcome down now as they search for a consolation score. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, but it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Looking to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. He's got room past the 30. Now he's free to midfield. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel. Getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know what he thinks going on out there, CD.
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance. The passing game's off balance.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And Allen is actually going to throw it here. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away. Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind. Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though. Yeah, I don't think you just said, well, my kicker's hurting this spot. No, okay. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days. You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us
and get better for the next time out. This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jordan Poyer. And the Falcons are going to get the football back at their own 17. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. In motion comes the tight end left. So Allen's going to look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Purdy. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Here's Purdy. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Purdy. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Purdy to throw again on 2nd and 10. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin. And the Raiders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, opportunity.
33 yards that time. Tough to imagine any team wanting to give a player like this up in a trade, but I know they're happy to have it.
It is amazing, isn't it? But we have seen big-time guys change teams. Jimmy Graham, Brandon Marshall, and their new teams are really excited to have them because they provide big-time targets.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. The Raiders sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in, play pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your old line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. They'll try and run it here. And he will get in to make it 8-0.
And makes the score Raiders 8, Lions nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Purdy. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Purdy. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So they were able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here we go.
First down, here's Burrow. This one caught by Kittle.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And some room to work. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
64 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. One quarter in the books. 8-3 our score. 2nd quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. Oh, he bolts, and he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. with his second touchdown here in this first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Josh McDaniels, he's got faith in his offense, and he's going to have him go for 2. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or 2 today. And I was like, a zinger or 2? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that 1-2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
One line, ready?
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They find some open field here. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Holding, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And maybe measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes him susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. As his guys are able to extend their lead. They'll look to throw. It's complete. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short. And they'll come up empty on the try for 2. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they've got 2 for 2.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
On 2nd and 11 now. Purdy. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Davion Taylor from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Davion Taylor, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. He'll get it inside the 20, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 166 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Burrow will throw. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. Time for another look at this Lions offense.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing on second and long. Purdy, man open is Robinson. He's got room at the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. DeMarcus Robinson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as they continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? Second quarter and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play, but sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the fourth quarter. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes.
And the Raiders have got him. Davion Taylor. Who else? He's in there for his fourth sack of the afternoon. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Throwing on second and long. Purdy. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So we've reached the intermission and what right now is a 13. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. They'll give him another shot here on the ground. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, they're going to run for it here. There's the stiff arm. 182 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, in a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
11.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll try again. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now Purdy, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Raiders get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Purdy.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
60, Lions 17.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Davion Taylor
in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
Purdy now to throw.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Davion Taylor in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So out come the Raiders. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far, good second half, and sometimes, I guess, maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back.
Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And got his man complete. It's a big play there for Vegas. 48 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 5. He'll try again. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done when they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone? And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
That's good for the Lions. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Purdy. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Throwing here, Purdy. And that is incomplete.
Purdy's pass intended for
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded at the 20. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Here's Burrow. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's got room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On second down, they'll run it here. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That good for 19 and a first down.
11.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run. Give it right back to him and let him cap things off.
And the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On first down, Purdy.
Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Purdy from the gun.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
Davion Taylor
in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43.
Here's Purdy.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Davion Taylor
leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. After the sack on first down,
Purdy
under pressure, and they got to him again.
Davion Taylor
dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. He's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But, Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. That's caught. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a touchback here as Walker will sit on this one. So here come the Lions now. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Purdy's throw there caught by Gallup. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, Purdy.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw, Purdy.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
What impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the 4th quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. If they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll try the draw now with Chubb. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
Purdy with one final shot here.
And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Las Vegas, the win moves them up to 5.